What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Joaquin Buckley is turning up the heat on Shavkat Rakhmonov again, calling him out not just for a fight, but also over some recent racist remarks Rakhmonov made about Buckley on Instagram. The tension has fans buzzing, especially as Shavkat and his team continue giving updates on his recovery from injury, which has been ongoing since late 2025 and now spilling into 2026. Rakhmonov says he expects to be back in fight shape by late February or early March, though he is taking it slow after a long layoff. His coach, Eduard Bazarov, offered a more cautious timeline on January 14th, noting that 1 to 1.5 months of training won't be enough, projecting a realistic return no earlier than April. Despite the downtime, Rahman is keeping his sights firmly on the title. He has previously fired back at critics, including Ian Gary, pointing out that he beat Gary while injured and dismissing him as a legitimate #1 contender. Clearly, Shavkat isn't in any rush to waste his comeback, and Buckley's repeated calls only add fuel to what could be one of the most talked about matchups in the welterweight division when Rakhmonov is ready to step back in. In a recent interview, Joaquin addressed the situation with intensity and focus. "Everything is a struggle. I don't know. Hey, Mike, it's dry out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's dry out here. I'm looking for something. I'm asking. I'm trying. He's calling me black boy every once in a while. I see Bao. He's wishing for a fight, and I raised my hand, saying I'm available," Buckley said. He emphasized the business side of the sport, noting that big fights require offers and negotiations, but staying consistent is key. They have to offer you something good. You're trying to make these huge fights with these people, and they're going to offer you something. Yet again, we're on your platform right now, promoting and staying consistent, being out there, he added. Buckley also highlighted his focus on training and preparation, stating, "We stay in shape, we stay locked in. We don't ever get fat over here. My thing is, I just do what I'm supposed to be doing and stay locked in when it comes to training. Eventually, when my opportunity comes, we're gonna knock somebody out." His words underline his determination to capitalize on the moment and make the most of the welterweight division once Shavkat is fully ready, keeping fans eagerly anticipating their eventual clash. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Jon Jones has just accepted Daniel Cormier's challenge, and somehow this rivalry refuses to die. Jones and DC are currently in Russia filming a reality show that's basically a UFC-style project, similar to The Ultimate Fighter. While they're there, the old tension bubbled right back up. This all started when DC floated the idea of a boxing or wrestling match against Jones, and now Bones has actually responded. In a new interview that surfaced through Russian outlet Ushatika, Jon made it clear he's not against the idea at all, which is wild considering these two haven't shared competition space in years. The footage is a bit unusual too. Ushatika posted the clip with a Russian voice layered over Jones's original English audio, which they often do with non-Russian fighters, and that's the version circulating right now. Once translated, the message is clear. The former champ isn't shutting it down. If anything, he sounds open to settling things in a completely different arena. Whether it's wrestling, boxing, or more psychological warfare, the fact that Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier is still producing headlines in 2026 tells you everything. Jon explained, "I was approached the other day about grappling DC for charity, and I said absolutely. Let's see what comes of it. Maybe even boxing. I would go 3-0 against him," he continued, recalling their history. In the past, he said he wanted to finish me at his house, but I already buried him twice in the octagon. The third time I'm bringing a shovel. Jones also added his perspective on a potential wrestling match. "If I wrestled DC, it would be really interesting to see what actually happens. I can't definitively say what the outcome would be in pure wrestling, but one thing I do know is that I made him cry in front of the world." Even after all these years, the tension between Jon and DC is as intense as ever, and the rivalry continues to captivate fans worldwide. Whether it's boxing, wrestling, or another form of competition, Jon Jones is ready to face Cormier again, proving that their story is far from over. Fans are watching closely as these two legends bring their fierce personalities and competitive fire to every arena they enter, keeping their feud alive and headline-worthy, reminding everyone why Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier remains one of the most compelling matchups in combat sports history. Moving on to another news. Conor McGregor revealed that he is currently in negotiations with the UFC for a new contract. During a recent Roblox live stream with his son, Conor explained that his existing UFC deal is effectively void due to the new Paramount deal, which no longer includes pay-per-view points. He added that he plans to enter negotiations for a fresh contract in February, making it clear that he is fully invested in securing his future with the promotion. Conor shared, "But I'm warming up now for the White House fight. Are you going to see the president? They got a cool. Are you going to be on it?" "Yeah, for sure." The White House card is going to be in negotiations with the UFC in February, and I'm very interested to go. They've actually got a new deal with Paramount. It's worth $7.7 billion. So the company has 4 times its profit. My contract essentially is void right now because there's no more pay-per-view, whereas my contract was based on pay-per-view sales. I'm the highest generating pay-per-view fighter of all time. I hope the pay-per-view system is done. I'm due a new contract, so I go into negotiations in February, and I'm very interested to see how it goes. Conor also emphasized that he is fully committed to his training and preparations for his return. And what am I doing for it? I'm focusing on what I can control. I'm in the gym. I'm living in the gym, focusing on my health, focusing on my rest, listening to my coaches, following the game plan. External noise is non-existent to me. I don't absorb it. You might be aware of it, but you don't let it seep in. My internal dialogue is strong here. I'm showing the kids, showing my team what it takes. You've got to live it. You've got to live and breathe it. His comments show a fighter fully committed to his craft, balancing business negotiations with intense preparation. McGregor's focus on control, discipline, and mental strength highlights why he remains one of the most influential and dominant figures in MMA, ready to make his next chapter in the UFC both impactful and highly anticipated. Fans around the world are watching closely, knowing that Conor's return will be defined by both his performance inside the octagon and his negotiation for a deal that reflects his legendary status. Moving on to another news. With Tom Aspinall sidelined, the UFC is reportedly eyeing an interim heavyweight title fight between Ciryl Gane and light heavyweight champ Alex Pereira. Though nothing is confirmed, insiders have floated the matchup, and Alex has been aggressively pushing for the move up. Aspinall himself recently called it a good stylistic matchup in a video. If it happens, potentially as soon as March or for the June 2026 White House event, it could open massive possibilities, including Pereira chasing a 3rd division belt. Alex has been hyping up a heavyweight jump, and the prospect has even caught Jon Jones' attention. Bones recently teased interest in facing him, sending Alex a warning message on social media. In the video, Jon said, "I've beat a lot of legends from your country, my friend. I know you'd love to avenge the boys, but boy, would you be a good one to add to my list. Be careful what you wish for." The message made it clear that Jon is confident and ready for the challenge if it materializes. The potential showdown between Jon Jones and Alex Pereira would be monumental, as both fighters are at the top of their respective divisions and looking to make history. With Ciryl Gane also in the mix for the interim belt, the heavyweight landscape is becoming increasingly dynamic. Fans are eagerly watching every hint and social media interaction, knowing that any official confirmation could spark one of the most exciting matchups in recent UFC history. Both Jon and Alex are masters of hype and skill, and a clash at heavyweight would not only test their abilities, but also set up massive storylines for the division in 2026. This is shaping up to be a thrilling chapter in UFC history, with legacies, belts, and bragging rights all on the line. Moving on to another news, Jon Anik recently laid out exactly what he would change about the UFC, and a lot of fans are agreeing with him. He said the biggest issue right now is overload. Cards are simply too long. 8-hour shows with 15 fights are exhausting, even for hardcore fans. His solution is simple: trim cards down to around 5 hours, cap them at 10 fights, and be far more selective with signings from Dana White's Contender Series. In his view, that alone would make the UFC way more watchable and far more palatable for the audience. During the same discussion, Jon also made it very clear where he stands on Paddy Pimblett, and he is not backing down. He said he is a big fan of Paddy and does not buy into the criticism that Paddy does not deserve his opportunities. Meanwhile, fans have been roasting Paddy online after new shadow boxing footage surfaced. Many claimed his boxing fundamentals look sloppy and that someone like Justin should never lose to a guy who moves like that. Jon, however, is clearly not interested in internet breakdowns. From his perspective, results matter, momentum matters, and Paddy keeps checking every box the UFC asks him to. I absolutely love Paddy Pimblett. Now, Justin Gaethje and I go a little bit further back for obvious reasons, but Paddy Pimblett, and I've said it before today as I've made my rounds in New York City, and I'm sure you guys agree, he is a master orator, Jon said. I get paid to talk. He's a better talker than me, right? Conor is the guy that I think all talkers will be judged by. But you can ask Paddy Pimblett any question, and you're getting an authentic, thoughtful, comedic response that is magnetic and dynamic. Like, I'm all about the guy. I don't want to hear anything about his candidacy here. He's 7-0 in the UFC. He's a near 3-1 favorite to beat Justin. So lean into the betting line if you don't think he deserves the opportunity. The kid's done everything the right way. He could have got to the UFC at 21 years of age, could have come at 23. He wanted to be a proper athlete when he got here. So I have no space, as you can tell, for Paddy Pimblett criticism. But Gaethje is a man who I'm very close with, and I'm excited to see what he can do with this chance against a guy who's favored to beat him. John's insight highlights both the current issues in the UFC and the undeniable talent and charisma of Paddy Pimblett, showing that while fans debate, the results and dedication speak louder than online opinions. Paddy continues to rise, and the UFC landscape remains as dynamic as ever. Moving on to another news, Sean O'Malley is giving away tickets to UFC 324. In a new video shared on social media, O'Malley surprised one of his fans by calling him live to announce that he won tickets to the event. "You've got to be joking right now, dude. You won. You seriously won, brother," Sean said. The fan, shocked and excited, responded, "You've got to be joking. What's up, sugar?" Sean hyped him up even more. "Dude, let's go. Oh, you ready to go to Vegas next weekend?" The fan confirmed, "I'm riding out, dude. As soon as possible, bro. Let's go." Sean asked, "Who you going with? Who you bringing?" The fan replied, "I'm going with my buddy Mason." Sean laughed, "Let's go. We are Ali fans to the death of us, dog." The fan added, "I'm just trying to support the business and I end up getting some tickets. That's just the plus, dude." Sean concluded, "Yeah, I'm pumped for you to try the product. We'll see you in Vegas, brother." Moving on to another news. Paddy Pimblett shared a new video on social media showing a surprising encounter with Sean Strickland at the UFC Performance Institute. In the clip, Strickland appeared friendly and respectful toward Paddy, creating a positive vibe between the two fighters. Paddy said, "That's big, Mom. I walked in here and I was like, who the is that dog? Bro, who the is that guy, dude? Bro, since we sparred too, I lost I'm about 18 pounds. He added, "Yeah, I've lost about 20-30 pounds. Bunch of fat, undisciplined, bro. When it comes down to it, we are disciplined. You know what I mean? Since we sparred, I lost 18 pounds. I gotta do 18 more. I think I was about 200 pounds there. So I've lost 30 pounds. Yeah, I'm happy." Strickland also expressed his respect for Paddy's life and progress, saying, "Your life, bro. I always tune in, bro. I see this guy's life with his cute-ass little kids. Makes me happy, bro." Paddy responded with appreciation. "Thank you very much." The encounter highlights a rare moment of camaraderie and mutual respect between two top UFC fighters. Fans were thrilled to see both Paddy and Sean keeping things positive, showing that outside the octagon, professional respect and personal growth take center stage. It's clear that both fighters are focused not only on their performance in the cage, but also on maintaining balance, discipline, and a healthy lifestyle, setting a strong example for fans and fellow athletes alike. Moving on to another news. Justin Gaethje isn't convinced that Paddy Pimblett will be willing to stand and trade with him at UFC 324. Leading up to the fight, Paddy has been vocal about wanting to showcase his striking and even knock Gaethje out. However, speaking with New York Post Sports, Gaethje dismissed those claims, promising to turn Paddy into a wrestler on fight night. "I don't even listen to that, because we'll see. I'm definitely going to turn him into a wrestler. I promise you that," Gaethje said. He acknowledged Paddy's dangerous striking, but highlighted the openings that come with it. "He's super dangerous. He absolutely commits 100% of his power into his shots. But yeah, he does leave himself open. I have to use my experience and my technical abilities to take advantage of those mistakes. He's going to make mistakes." Gaethje emphasized the importance of capitalizing on even the smallest errors at the highest level of competition. "You cannot make mistakes at this level, and I have to take advantage of that when he gets there," he added. His strategy makes it clear that while he respects Paddy's power and skills, he intends to impose his game plan and control the pace of the fight. Fans can expect a clash of styles, with Gaethje looking to neutralize Paddy's striking by forcing grappling exchanges, while Paddy aims to keep the fight standing and showcase his knockout power. The upcoming matchup promises high stakes, technical adjustments, and an exciting battle between two elite fighters at the top of the lightweight division, each bringing their own strengths and strategies into the octagon. Gaethje's focus on wrestling as a decisive factor adds an intriguing layer to the fight, setting the stage for an intense showdown at UFC 324.